again, guys. This is going to be a simple video, might be a bit lengthy. However, it is to address some concerns that people have asked me about. So some people have said that, they have been trying to use the BMW Standard Tools or set it up or that kind of thing, and they're having issues concerning how it is that they get the tools to work effectively and properly on their M1 and M2 devices. Now, personally, what I've gone ahead to do is I personally use an external hard drive, which is what this volume is right here, for my own personal use of the BMW Standard Tools that is virtualized through Parallels 18. What I've done now is I've created this volume local on my MacBook itself. Just to give you some perspective, I run a 16 gig memory, 1 terabyte hard drive, M1 MacBook Air. Here you can see the Mac OS number. So that is, or version I should say rather, that is what I run, right? Now, I personally don't use, as you see here, the BMW Standard Tools and every other program that I use on my local device. I run it from an external. And that's because for the sake of keeping my device free of tangled files and that kind of thing, and along with the fact that using those tools do take up a lot of space, I have a dedicated 1 terabyte hard drive. I have INPA, ISTA, the BMW Standard Tools plus ISTA with the full PSZD data, or PSDZ data, I should say. And same goes for ESYS. So it does take up quite a bit of space. For that purpose, I'd like to retain the space on my Mac for my own personal use. That being said, I am going to just install the BMW Standard Tools today. If you want a video showing how to run ISTA and ESYS, to have those set up on the M1 or M2 MacBook Air or Pro or whatever device it is that you're using that houses an M1 or M2 chip, then I can do that for you too. You can comment below, let me know what's what. So I've gone ahead already, installed Windows 11 Pro in Parallels, and I have it set up here. So here we go. It is freshly installed. The only thing that I have gone ahead and done is one little pre-preparation plan that is needed to install the BMW Standard or Mike's Easy Standard Tools or whatever they call it. So for that, what happens is we would go to Start here, and you would need to go to the Feature Installer. And here what I've done is install .NET Framework 3.5, right? Simple thing to do, you just hit OK and you download it through the Windows Update and you'll be good to go. Now, a lot of people will ask, why not use UTM? It doesn't come with a lot of the bloat that Parallels does. It may take up a little bit less space and that kind of thing. Yes, that is all true. It can be done in UTM. I've done it in UTM before. However, this video serves to make things as simple and easy as possible, especially for the average DIYer who is not going to be trying to get Spice Guest Tools, having to download an ISO and set up a virtual machine from scratch, having to wonder how many cores of CPU and GPU to dedicate, how much memory to share, and how to extend your drive and all of that kind of thing. This is just for the person who wants a one-click setup. Now, as I said, I have installed Windows 11 Pro, which you will see here. There we go, Windows 11 Pro, and this is all being done through Parallels. Now, if you do want some information also on how it is that we can get it, all of this running on an external drive, then I can also do that for you if you would like for me to do so. However, this is running locally off the laptop's native hard drive. So we're going to go ahead and get the BMW Standard Tools installed. So I'm just going to find it in my area here. Yeah, I'm just going to get it in my area here. So I will be installing this. We'll be using number 2, number 3. I am not going to need these because these drivers don't work with the ARM architecture. This is going to come in your standard download most times when you download the BMW Standard Tools package. If needs be, I will leave a link to my post on the BMW forums on BimmerPost, where I gave all the instructions as to how to go about doing the same thing that I'm showing you right now in video. Personally, the package, well, I use version 71 for the SP Datens, but the package that I will have linked, I believe it comes with version 68. If you want a link to this, I can generate that for you. You can let me know. I won't be installing ISTA. I will be doing the translated INPA, and I will not be going through ESIS. Yes, I do have the opportunity to generate tokens for those of you who are not able to use your ESIS Launcher Pro anymore. I can generate the tokens for you. So if you do want that to be done, shoot me an email and we can speak there and get further things done. Now, this package here is what is going to be the drivers for your KDCAN cable. Everything else here is not necessarily necessary at this point in time, right? So let's go ahead and install Mike's Easy BMW Tools installer. Now, this will fail if you don't have .NET 3.0 installed, right? But since we did that in the feature installer, then it will now install. We can hit next, next, and install. And in a couple seconds, you will have everything up and running. You want to accept that, and there we go. All right. And normally I would click on no for this because I know that the drivers for the KDCAN cable is not going to be installed. This is usually where they would say to you, okay, get your KDCAN cable and plug it in and so on. That is completely unnecessary in this process because those drivers will not work, right? To prove it to you, I'll get my KDCAN cable here. And I am going to plug it in. And here we go. So KDCAN cable is plugged in. Now, if I go yes, I don't need to see the README. We can finish that. Go next, I accept, next. It's gonna fail. It's always gonna fail. Now you hit finish, and before I do anything else, let me show you what is what for the drivers. So we just right click, head to device manager, and we see that it's not installed. DCAN is there. Now this has been a very big issue for most people. I can't tell you the amount of emails that I've gotten with people who are saying, hey, can you help me with this? What's going on? I can't get my drivers up and running. I have it in my downloads folder, this, that, what have you. Here's what you need to do. And in the link that I'll put in the description, there is a link that is in the post that will tell you where you can get these drivers. What you will do is simply this. Control C. You can open a new tab here. You go to this PC, go to your local disk, and you paste. It's that simple. Now you come here, you say update driver, browse my computer, and we're going to browse to the C drive. And here it is. You don't need to do anything else other than that. You say next, and your drivers will be installed. There you go. Now you have the USB serial port. You update that driver again. There you go. Now to configure the KDCAN cable, you would simply hit Properties, Port Settings. I like to change the bits per second so that it's much higher. Then I hit Advanced, and then we go COM1, and latency timer is set to 1. You hit OK. Okay, there we go. KDCAN cable is set up. It's that simple. If we even open INPA now, then we should see where the cable is connected. There we go. Now if I had the other side connected to the car right now, the ignition will come up. So it's really that simple to get your cable for KDCAN up and running. It's no hassle really. Now all of this is going to be in German still, and it's not updated, and we're gonna get up and running on that. So we're gonna quit. I'm going to disconnect the KDCAN cable, and we're going to be jumping between these two folders back and forth quite a bit. So the first thing that we're going to do is update the NCS Expert profiles, and we're just going to Control C and copy that, head to NCS Expert, PFL. We're going to paste them there, replace them, done. Then we're going to head back. Now we have these OCX repair files. Now here's the thing. We are going to copy these. We're going to head back to the C drive. I'm going to go Windows, hit S, and we're going to scroll down to syswow64. Drop those inside there, and they will copy right in. Now when they copy in this folder, I'm just going to copy this to the root of the desktop here, and we will open it in Notepad. Here's what we need to do. We need to have those OCX repair files that are dropped in. So we're going to open command prompt. We just type in cmd and run it as admin and select yes. Now it is pretty much this simple. You copy that, you paste it. Now we're in the root of the syswow64 folder, and we have added that to the registry. We've added that to the registry, and we've added that to the registry, and we can close that, and we're done with the OCX repair files. As a matter of fact, we can get rid of that too. So we hit back. We don't need this. I will come to the SP Datens a little bit later just to show you what it is like. Now we're gonna come here and we're just gonna Control C, and we're gonna go back to our C drive. We're gonna go EC Apps, Control V, and it's going to copy INPA, or the English version of INPA, here. And once that is done, hit a nice refresh. We open INPA, and there we go. And right there, you are ready to start doing all of your diagnostics and that kind of thing. Now, let me make this clear. A lot of persons will open up NCS Expert, and they will head to File, they load their profile, they go to RevTers, and they go forward and that kind of thing. They select their E89 chassis. If they're going E90, they read the CAS. And yes, I'm getting this error because I'm not connected to the car. I don't have any KDCAN cable plugged into the computer or anything. But when they do, they get a error that says that there is no man file found. Now let me show you how you resolve that issue. What would be done is you will be heading back here, go to your C drive. Then you're going to go to your NCS Expert folder, work folder, and you will see here that you have all of these. Now, automatically, NCS Expert will create a netto.dat.trace file and also a FSW trace file, but it will not create the man file. So easily what you can do is just hit new text document and you say FSW underscore PSW dot MAN, and that is it. However, what you'll have to do is view, show, and you say file name extensions, and you're just going to rename that slightly there, take out the txt and hit save, and now you see it's saved as a man file, and that resolves all of those issues. For the purpose now of your SP Datens, here's the easiest way to get that done. You open the BMW coding tool and you just select where it is that you're going to get your files from NCS Expert from. These are just you setting your default folders. So you have NCS Expert to NCS Expert, Ediabus to Ediabus. And for WinKFP, you're going to be heading down to EC Apps and you select NFS. And that is it. Now you're going to select your SP source. That is where you have your Datens downloaded, whichever version it is that you have. For me, I have it in my documents folder here. It's a bit of a stretch, but here it is. Now we're going to get some base files loaded in. And then we hit update SP Daten. I don't want to back up what's there, but I do want to create the new ASC folder. And we hit next. And then same thing here. We don't want to back up the existing assembly line. It will do that and it's updated already. Then now let's say we were working on a E90, right? Most of you guys have like 335i's and that kind of thing on the E9X chassis, whether it's E90, E91, E92, E93. You would select the E89 folder. Some of the IPO files and program files inside here are shared with the E60, but for this purpose, we're just doing E89, which covers the vast majority of persons who are reaching out to me with M3s of the E9X chassis and so on. You hit OK, update SP Daten, and it will take its time and go through this. It doesn't take terribly long, at least it has not been in my experience using the M1 MacBook Air. So it's pretty fast for what it does, all right? And that is updated. That's all 1655 files. Then we just update WinKFP and we go through the same process again. And there we go, WinKFP is completely updated. Now, that is it. That's literally it. Now you're ready to go. Plug your KDCAN cable in and run INPA. You're ready to now use NCS Expert to do all of your coding and so forth. Tool 32 to do all of your, upgrading of your I-step level and all of that kind of thing, battery replacements and so forth. Same goes for using NCS Dummy to decode basically what NCS Expert is saying so that you don't have to go into any of the files to physically change anything. You can also use BMW coding tool instead of NCS Dummy. So either one can really be used, to be honest with you. I rarely use NCS Dummy. I use NCS Expert, do all of the coding, and then NCS and then BMW coding tool to actually go through what it is that I need to do. I find it to be much easier for me. WinKFP, as you would have seen if you have watched the previous video, is what is used for programming and updating of modules in the car. And it's quite simple. In some cases, for WinKFP, you will have to re-upload the assembly line data into WinKFP, and that is a whole process by itself. If you need some information on that, I can also create a video where that is concerned so that you can have everything set up for your programming and updates. Personally, I do have some configurations that I prefer. I will show you what it is that I do. So I do show the programming voltage. I do the fast baud rate. That makes it be a case where the flash to the car is not as long. And what I do is force programming in comfort mode, right? So it's quite simple, right? There's not really anything else that you really need to mess with inside here. Some people, they will up the API trace level to 1 and the IFH trace level to 1, and that's pretty much it. You save that to the directory and that's it. All right. So that's pretty much how it is that you get the BMW Standard Tools up and running. And this is on a M1 MacBook Air. It is very simple. It's very easy. There is not any challenges involved. At this point, you can plug your KDCAN cable in, go read your codes and that kind of thing from INPA, do all of the coding that you want to do to your modules with NCS Expert, and your programming on WinKFP. So thanks for watching, and I will be out. See you in the next one.